I want a sandwich. Now. Oh, sandwich wench. Yo, wench. Sandwich. Now. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. Sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. Sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. Oh, sandwich wench. I want a sandwich. Sandwich. Hi everyone, welcome to another stream. This was meant to be a video, but we were unable to put this together because it's just too many things at once. So I thought, well, we get to have a little look at this. It was meant to be Amber and read the stream this evening, by the way, as a stream. I wasn't able to. A Saturday instead. Let's go with that. Yeah, we're going to look at this more recent topic of VTubers because there is a point within it that bugged me enough that when I was shown this topic, I thought, well, actually, yeah, this is wrong. So we'll take a little look at this. So hello everyone, hello Mark, hello Lotus Page, hello Mike Savage, Bubbly Production, Verity, Apple Dragon, Pink Spellcaster, Thunderrain 666. Just a cartoon face to a webcam. That's fair. I put the poll there more just to get a bit of engagement. So just to be clear, I'm not judging those. Hi Juno. I don't consume VTuber content, and I'm sure many don't consume PNG avatar content. That's totally fine. Hi Brian, random web user. I have no judgment in that department. I really don't. I've heard of a few bigger names, and I've commented on them in the past. I think I did videos last year on Iron Mouse, or the year before. I know I've covered a few VTubers over the years, and I know some friends of mine have used VTuber avatars to make their streams a bit more popping. Sithy's done it. Again, I may not watch, doesn't mean it's rubbish, because again, this is a massive market. VTuber markets are massive. Yeah, I will say, web user, you've hit the nail on the head there. The voice. The voice does bug me. I do know one or two people who genuinely have a really odd voice, but many don't, and it's put on. I know people that fake my accent, and that's fine. You know, there's there are a couple. There's an Instagram user called Dadbod Veteran. He does an English accent, but he's very American. I have no issue with this. An Australian comedian that does the same. But baby voice is a different one. It's a very, very different one. And I'm sure there's a reason for it, but no thank you, okay? Hi Zombroccoli. Jersey Wolf, hi. Someone who plays games and enjoys content like Pika Spray is fine. Yeah, so that's another area. The lewd content is another thing that throws me. What's a Nux, Lotus Page, if you don't mind me asking? This is where you'll find out I don't watch much content. Yeah, I'm really the worst one. Yeah, the baby voice puts me off as well. Web user. Again, it's the thing for me as well. I'm 39. It's just not for me. If there's a culture around it, maybe. And there's actually, excuse me. I think there are the level of success that many can within this area have. Oh, that's why I don't know who they are, Cat. I don't watch VTubers. I don't watch much content. VTubers are a guarantee I don't watch. This is why I didn't make a video today on this, because I was sat reading Google documents. It took too long, and then I had to go and do an extra job, so I wasn't able to make this into a video. Sorry about that, by the way. I hope this is okay, though. But yeah, he does reaction content. Oh, that's fantastic. I hope he does well. I really do. I hope everyone that does anything on YouTube, unless they're a nonce, they do well. I really do. The person we're going to be talking about today, you see on the thumbnail, called Cinder. Well, there's an article I found on them. That's not them. That's them. Right. So I found an article that vaguely talked about them, right? VTuber Cinder controversy, right? There's also a YouTuber that did a video on this subject. I'm not going to go through his article, just to be clear, because it's a cheat code. Hi, Kicken the Swede, hope you're well. CWP24, hope you're well. Cope and Seed is the only YouTuber. So I've heard of Cope and Seed. I've heard of them. Because Leona, Wildling Darlings, who's a mod here, a friend and secretary, told me about the subject actually. She has mentioned Cope and Seed many times to me. That might be the only person I've definitively heard of, but I still never watched. Because I work away from this, so I don't have time to consume content. And I have to make I don't want to be chronically online, right? Oh, Johnny Somali is funny though. Have you seen there's a thing before we get into the subject. There was a assault from a South Korean Marine. They got arrested, and they needed to raise X amount of money, and the money was raised instantly by somebody who just was it a donut operator simply sent the money instead. Like, fam. He's not a VTuber. Well, fair enough. I haven't watched. It's not really my area, but I know of them at least. But yes, we have this tweet here we're going to start with. Am I on the right screen? I think I am. I am. You got readers added context, right? This is useful. There is something about this the owner, Wildling Darling, had told me about, and that was e-cheating. That's a term she'd used to describe people that cheated in the online space on their partner, their online partner. Hello, Yin Yang Twin Wolves. Hope you're well. Hello, Shuck. If I've missed anyone, do say hi so I can haze your fluffing brains out. And if you do enjoy me babbling, blithering, dithering, delaying, and waffling, prattling, do smash the like. If you want to support, of course, the links at the top of the pin thingy. E-cheating was one thing, and there was another thing that I didn't like, and it was calling certain occupations by a pet name, like an artist being called Baby. Dream is going to become a VTuber. That wouldn't surprise me. After the face reveal, it was all downhill. But I'm not going to judge. They make their own music. I like music, so I can't hate them too much, although their music isn't my kind of music, at least. Right, so ignoring these tweets, because we'll get to this, the Google Docs, we'll get to that. We've got that all lined up. Effective immediately, Redacted will no longer, or Red, will no longer be managing or overseeing my VTuber activities. He no longer represents me as a creator, my brand, or my intentions. I'm sorry, everyone. I'll make a large response when I'm able. Right. I'm going to go through a few replies. Ads. I remember playing something, hearing Red chat away next to you before you first debuted like 4 years ago. You told me he was your boyfriend. Then before we met, you switched up and said, just so you know, my manager is coming with me on this trip. Okay. So I did hear some conflicting stories about their relationship, but ultimately I don't care. Everyone's really pissed, but I think it could be easy to get into a weird mindset with this stuff. It might be good to take a step back and think about your friends you've made and how to make things feel happier with them again. Oh, and do you mean your boyfriend? Because, again, the Red thing is even mentioned here was Cinder's partner. Bao is another person within this, which we have... Yeah, we have a statement from Bao the Whale as well. A Google Doc, I believe, is attached to it, which, again, is mentioned here. And this is a reference to other people redacted active with Cinder's knowledge and consent. This is Cinder removing Red because of accusations that came out from Nanoless. Now, I read this first on purpose, even though this comes out 3 hours later, because then it sets up everything else. Hi, Clairview. Hope you're well. It sets everything else up, basically, right? Hiding the drama he was in before he wanted. Yeah, I kind of get that with Dream. Yeah, I kind of get it. He's been dragged, and I'd feel bad for him, but I don't want to. He made a lot of money, I don't care. You've made enough money, you could just disappear anyway. You really can. I hear Ethan Ralph's in Colombia. Why don't you go there and sit with him? The person being Cinder is throwing me off because one of my outdoor cats is Cinder. Is your cat named after Cinderace the Pokemon? Yes, I have that as one of my Pokemon in Shield. It was my starter. Anyway, yeah, so we have this here. This leads to a Google document that is quite long. It's 16 pages, but I do want to go through it, and we are going to in a minute. Nonetheless, limited the replies because this is a tricky one. When you put all this out there, there's always a risk that you're going to get blowback, and you're always going to get people saying, why couldn't you take this offline? Why couldn't you just keep this offline? We've seen this over the years. I'll be honest, if this was kept offline, you'd get the same response. But why don't you bring it online? It's the same thing. You can't win, right? Indie VTubers don't have managers. Yeah, I agree with Shondo then, 100%. They'd be corporate. I think the quaint term of manager is another way of saying handler as well. So when anything...
New donation from Laura.
Thank you, Laura, for the donation. I really appreciate that. Especially as it's supposed to be 40%. Oh my god, that's amazing. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you, actually. That's thrown me a little. Handler is another quaint term you hear in like WWE. If you go to a signing event, right? Any signing event, there's a handler nearby, right? Obviously, some of them can be their partners, but the handler serves as the person to keep things moving, to protect you from blowback initially. They're also the first person you throw under the bus when you screw up. That's generally how it works, right? So partner, manager, handler, all seems to fall under that bracket of someone there to basically take that crap. And I'm well, thank you, Clevy. Yeah, I'm okay. Catching up with the drama of this big cheating thing. It's something. I think it's crappy behaviour. So yeah, you mentioned a lot of VTubers, Apple Dragon drama, Cinema's biggest. Yeah, the backstabbing of the friends is one thing. That one stings. The way they treat their artists is another thing, which is where we're going. Because I have a very strong opinion on treating artists a certain way. There's a creator I want to throw under the bus so badly for how he treated his avatar artist, but I can't. I don't have permission. I don't have permission from the avatar artist to share that full story and all the screenshots. I can't do it. I'm not allowed to, right? There are rules. I won't break those rules. But I'll tell you, it's just a robot. Knob. I can't throw anyone under the bus anyway. But this is one of those really crappy things where I was talking about it on Twitch. I don't understand why people can't just be... I've been on this platform for nearly 10 years. I have used many artists over the years. There are some that are consistent. My background artist, my avatar artist. I've used thumbnail artists and channel banners, and they've all been paid, and I don't think any of them would ever say anything negative towards me, because I've always treated people with a level of respect, and I don't set high standards. I know you can produce the goods, so I trust you, right? And it is shitty. I 100% agree, and I know that's where this is going. So here we go. Hello, I'm here to share something that has affected me personally and hurt others. This was very hard for me, but I feel it's necessary. Please do not send hate to anyone on my behalf. This is all I want to say. This is... Okay, right. We have the document here. We are going to go through this. I'm going to preface by stating... So, earlier I mentioned they can't win if they post this or not. They can't win. Google Documents, I haven't seen much of these since Turkey Tom tried to expose Pyrocynical. It didn't work as well as it should have, to be honest. The Pyrocynical situation was a mess, and I will admit I did apologise to Ivory Rasmus, but I was still right in the end. So, I wanted to share my experience with Cinder and Red, manipulating me, using me, dragging me into drama while sabotaging, slandering and spreading lies about people I thought were her closest friends. This sounds eerily familiar to like Goral World territory, doesn't it? Not only do I no longer wish to work with Cinder, but I want to share what I've endured over the years and shed light on what she has been doing behind people's backs to protect artists and friends that may be experiencing something similar. I'm going to state verbatim, do not misuse, do not treat poorly those that work for you or with you. Don't do that. Again, I don't think I have one artist that has anything negative to say to me. There might be one, but I don't think she ever got paid to do it because she did things because she wanted to. And also she was a very angry person. She was drunk. Right, I struggled a lot with writing this document. I wasn't sure if what I felt and experienced working was real or just burnout. but I think this proves that I was lied to and manipulated over the course of years while working with Cinder. Note, based on working with Red, Cinder's manager, and Cinder over the years, that I am sure they speak for each other, and there is no reason to believe Red was acting without Cinder's consent and knowledge. One thing to be clear here, people have outed these two as definitely being a couple at a point. They might not have been nearer to more recent work, but they were, which means there would have been direct communication if they lived together, especially on a daily basis. Which means there is no version of this where one was not speaking for the other, and vice versa. But you can guarantee that Red would have acted without consent sometimes, because Red would have acted in a way that would be to Red be in accordance with what Cinder would have wanted, with or without permission, right? If you're in a solid relationship, that kind of happens. Although Cinder throwing Red under the bus with the earlier tweet is hardly a surprise. Again, handler. So possessive of an artist, she was very vapid. I'm going to take your word for that. So I didn't watch any of their content today. I was reading this. I was reading other documents which I haven't actually pulled up, which is my fault. I'll pull them up when the time comes, and we'll take a look at them. We've got Cinder's apology, which is hilarious. Don't worry about that. That's 7 pages of how not to apologise in text form. English not being my first language and the language barrier, I discussed the situation, my feelings and thoughts with native English speakers who helped me put them into words so everything is clear without any misunderstandings due to lack of English skills. Don't worry about this too much, Nanolus. It turns out many people who speak English as a first language, in fact, do not speak English as a first language. I can promise you that. If I recall correctly, at least legally, you're sort of responsibility for what your manager does on your behalf. That's true. You're responsible for what your manager does. That 100%. First ever live. Hi, Osprey Chick. To anyone that's joined, Frosty Kane and others, hi, welcome. Hope you're well. Don't forget, smash the like. It was a text, like a text. I think so, yes. Any names that are censored here were censored because the creator in question did not provide consent to have their names revealed by the time of me posting this document. So we are going to see some Discord messages, which you can recognise from the, default dark mode, because that's the correct one. I'm not an idiot. I just have an auto. That's all right. I realised once I saw responsible, I corrected myself as well. Hi, Tisa Panda. Hope you're well. I hope you enjoy this later when you do watch it. I would point out I'm useless, so I hope it's not totally bad. But smash like on the way out. I will start. Okay, slandering other creators. I'm gonna state now. If you're doing it in a video form, it's thought out, and you provide evidence, to criticize somebody, that's fine. If you're just gonna throw someone under the bus for the sake of it, don't. I mean, I've had a few jokes at the expense of Chris the Narc, but he's called me out on live streams joking about it because he knew I was joking. I called him Chris the Nazi Narc because it was funny to me. Okay, I just said it one time, I ran with it for a couple of weeks and I stopped. Because Chris is a really good streamer. I like him. He's a good person. I'm not throwing... It's not slander. It's just being a dick, And he was a dick back to me, so it's totally fine. Quid pro quo, right? But if you're just going to do it cause, you need to make sure you got some basis. We see at the moment, YouTuber Razor Fist. He's suing, I believe, the Kino Casino. I think. Andy Warski is getting sued for defamation, and I think is that who he's suing? I think Cog said he was, and I think it's it's a joke, bro. Exactly. I think that's a key part to acknowledge, Bubbly. You're right to mention that. This from Rev. If you search up the word "sorry," the first use of it comes up on page 5. That's the best. I love it. Yin Yang Twin Wolves. Hi. That's a great thing to tell me. But yeah, don't slander other creators unless you've got something to back it up with. Don't slander anyone, really, because if you're American, you have to worry about, lol suits. Who wants to be dealing with a lol suit, really? Like, be honest here. Does anyone want to be dealing with a lol suit? No is the obvious answer. Normal friendship. Yeah, basically. Okay, so, right, I will start with screenshots showing them speaking ill of other creators and spreading rumours while manipulating me that it's all in our best interest. That sounds like manufacturing drama. That's something like Just a Robot would do. Back when he started, he'd insert himself into things, create drama and make videos on it. And if you're listening, Jar, fuck you. In addition to spreading ill rumours, they also complain and accuse Bao of giving their editor too much work, resulting in the editor not having any time for new clients, which will be important later on. The screenshots below show them showing their affection and appreciation immediately followed by spreading rumours and lies to make other clients appear problematic to manipulate any future decisions regarding commissions. I'm just going to say, you can tell I don't use an editor because I haven't used my avatar much recently. I don't use an editor anyway because, no, I like editing. I've just been so busy of late and there's been something else bothering me, but mostly mental health related, that I just, I go through the motions, right? I can't believe Logan is suing Coffee's. Logan's a twat. I wish Logan wasn't, but he is. And he can sue CoffeeZilla. It would be very funny to see how that crypto scam nonsense goes. Unless he does the semantics thing and sues for something else. Dirty tactics, defaming. It's going to be interesting when that comes out. Are they lawsuits or lolsuits? So I prefer lolsuit because to me, if you're American, you'll get this. A lot of lawsuits on defamation, especially, are just lolsuit, LOL suit. That's what they are to me. Because people sue each other for the smallest indiscretion, and I see no point. So, first image. Nanoless. Of course, I wanted to understand it better, especially if I can cancel her for the second time. Lol. Oh, no, that doesn't... You know what? It's alright, that's Nanoless. We'll let this go for a second because we don't have the context. Well, with Blank, she's given a lot of bias and priority at GS, sometimes over Cinder, and we can't really confront them about it. And plus, she's gone 3D lately. Interesting. 3D's good. Bao has been getting on our nerves for a while. She hijacked our YouTube editor a while ago and is constantly picking up artists that we work with. We've gotten to know her better being friends with her, but she really rubs us the wrong way with the things she does. We wanted to try and safeguard our most important artists from her, since she's already taken our editor. And I don't mean taken like he doesn't work with us anymore, he does, but he has to dedicate time for her now, and sometimes that gets in the way of our projects. Then you know what you should do? Hire another fucking editor. It's not overly complicated. People should be allowed to work with whoever they want. None of my artists over the years, not one, has ever been tied down to an exclusivity deal. Why? Because I'm not going to pay him enough to be able to do it. Okay? It's stupid. Rubs us up. Yeah, I know. Up would have been right, but it doesn't say that, does it? Rubs us the wrong way. It's rubs us up the wrong way. That's the term. But yes, Shirk, indeed. Hui. I think yeah, Carl Jobs got done. Absolutely done. Got brutalised. And I still maintain I didn't realise it was over something else, over the accusation of unalive. Yeah, causing unalive even. I didn't know that. Because I watched the stuff and that wasn't what I took from it. Yeah, every creator, every editor, every artist should be free to work with whoever they want. Unless they're offered a really good exclusivity deal, a good deal to make decent money, fine. VTubers like Cinder pull in decent money, so perhaps there's an argument there, but at the same time, if they're working with other people, they're clearly not making enough money. Simple as that, really, right? Headhunting. Yeah, it used to be headhunting. Anyway, hi Stina. Let's see here. I don't mean... Oh, here we go. Also, one of Bao's MV editors is the one that did the Boss Rush MV. And we're 99% sure she told him not... Ooh.
New donation from Mamadou.
Thank you. Thank you, MDM Madu. Madu? Hope. Thank you. Me too. Madam Me Too. There you go. I got it. Duh. I just had to look at that. Thank you very much. Model art is the most important thing. That's a VTuber's entire image. True. But that doesn't matter, really, does it? People should work with whoever they want to work with. Okay? I wish I could expand. Can I expand this a little bit? I'll just zoom in a little bit. Here we go. This might help. Right. We love working with you. Cinder wouldn't be Cinder without Nano. Okay, but let me tell you the tea about the MV thing. Bao had original songs last year that had MVs by her editor, and the songs flopped. Her editor met us at TwitchCon and was saying that he'd love to work with us, practically jumping through hoops to get something planned. We managed to have him squeeze in the Boss Rush MV between his work with Bao. He says he loved working on it and is super excited to work on the next MV project. Boss Rush's song blows up and he's credited as the editor. I really wish I knew what MV stood for. It's the one thing I went through this and I didn't know what it stood for. I felt like an absolute moron watching that. Continue with Red here, because Nanolus isn't really providing too much, which is understandable. Hi, Diamond Darcy, hope you're well. He noticed me. Bish, you've been in my streams for years. I know you, Stina. Where's the fika? There's some context missing. Bowers behind the scenes, but basically we don't have a MV editor now for our next Boss Rush project. MV sounds like an editing thing, doesn't it? Yeah. We think Bao got pissed that her editor did an original song MV for her friends without her knowing, and it did 100 times better than her original songs last year, and she locked him up so no one else could work with him. And then had him make a public on Twitter that he was only working with her going forward, like a literal announcement tweet. And now he's been barking up the tree of one of our L2D animators. I wish that was Left 4 Dead 2, that would be better. Oh, I think my dog's having a drink. Yes, she is. And now she's barking up the tree, so like...
And you add a nano model.
Sus, annoying, oh, right. Oh, she has a way of guilt-tripping people to get her way. Fair enough. Red asked me to cancel on one of their closest friends, Bao, who we will get to soon, don't worry. And by asking me to cancel my work mid-progress, manipulating me to think it's okay since she has many connections and she'll be fine. This is... yeah, it's shitty, right? Again, I've never watched either of the polls. I've only seen them on Vine. I don't watch the podcast. I don't watch what Jake does. His boxing's crap. I've seen a few of his things, but yeah, no. Music video. I think it was music video, Brittany. I think it is. You're more than likely right there. Thank you for that, because that actually makes more sense in the context of about the music video thing. Original song, music video by an editor. That actually works. Thank you for that. That's very kind of you to point it out. Say someone has many connections here, right, is the dumbest thing. Because it doesn't matter if you have many connections. I don't have many connections. I don't... and Sulkin as well. Thank you as well for telling me. I do appreciate that, guys. I don't care how many... I don't have many connections myself. I don't have editors. I don't have a slew of artists anymore. I just ask someone to do something for me. I know... if I know 5 good artists I will go to. My avatar artist is a guarantee. My background artist is a guarantee. Thumbnails and other little bits and bobs are done by 3 others, and I trust them to do that. I don't go like, oi, I want this now. No, I just say, if you can do it, can you do it? I'll pay you. Yeah, right? I know it's a bit of a stretch, but I mean, he wants to fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Come on, he's gonna give it a crack at least. Imagining your dog drinking. Yeah, she's mine's a Cavalier Osprey. She's not a lab. She's a little 13-year-old Cavalier. I have 2 Cavaliers in the room, a 13-year-old and a... how old are you now? You're about 7, aren't you, this year, Sizzles? Yeah, I think you're about 7 this year. A 7 and a 13-year-old Cavalier. Yeah. Hi, Sansa Kitty. Hope you're well. Good employees also listen at work. I'm hoping you're having a good day too. The red contact me specifically check on me cancelling the model I planned with Bao. So this here is an attempt at trying to work Nanolus to sort of bring them to their side of things, right? Which feels like we are talking about that Lampenstein. Yeah, we're trying to understand it, but it's basically what this is. This here is called poisoning the well. That's what it's called, where you try and introduce some muddying of the water to make it so that no one else can use it, right? They are cute dogs. I have an Instagram, instagram.com/Omegon. My dogs, my sister's dogs, and all the cats that they have feature on there regularly. Yes. And yes, if you want to support the channel, Wildling, there, her link. Also, go sub to Wildling, because she does stuff occasionally. It's more reading narration stuff, though, if you're interested in that. So here we go. Did you cancel models? I did not. Nano arc delayed to 2026. I'm scared to cancel with Bao. You shouldn't be. She has so many connections. Hello, Wizzy Woo. You should be fine. She'll find someone super fast. Did you already design an outfit? I can give her design for free as an apology gift. So at least Nanolessa here is... so, okay. This here is somebody who's being worked and bullied a little bit and manipulated to try and cancel on something that they've already started on, right? But they can't, in good conscience, give up on that job, right? That's the point. Hello, Plumpy. Do you want me to get a cushion so you can sit on my lap? Do you want me to get you a blankie so you can do that? Do you want me to get a blankie? I'll do instead. Hang on, wait there. I'll get you some treaties. How about that? You want some markies? You get 2. Go get them. And there's your 2. Go on. There you go, Sizzles. Good girl. Hey? I have to buy some more next week. Oh no, I've got a box of bonios. We're good. Gravy bones. You're all good. Yes. Dog content a reason to finally make? Absolutely. I've had the Instagram for years, but I mostly just post dog and cat pictures because I can't be bothered with anything else. But yeah, this is all poisoning the well. But I would argue the professionalism you see at the end here to at least give the image away is a sign of them really being reluctant to participate. So, exclusivity and blacklisting other creators. In the messages below, they mention wanting an exclusivity contract. I will say this to all creators, artists, and editors alike. Unless you're being paid enough to get by for a year, yeah, don't do it. Don't ever sign these. Because obviously you want to work less and make good money, fine. But you want your name to still be good and relevant. You still want to be active and make as much money as you can. Exclusivity contract is not the way to go. Unless you're making good money. Really good money. But they didn't want to pay for exclusivity, but rather when a creator from their blacklist comes asking for a commission, they would guarantee me model work for Cinder only. And if anyone asked me for commissions, they commission me instead to compensate for not working with other creators. This is an exclusivity thing, but it's absolutely crap. Zom makes me cringe. He makes me cringe. But who's Zom? Have I missed something? Go back. I'll work it out. Don't worry. This felt very strange, given that one of the accusations they made was overworking their editor, yet their solution to me working with other creators was for them to essentially overwork me to keep me from working on other projects. Oh, squeaky toy. This is really dumb, by the way. It's an absolute waste of money. If you've got that much money that you can waste this, you're doing far too well, and you are trying to be as lazy as humanly possible while keeping your little echo chamber as protected as possible. It is a massive weakness in person, right? Yeah, you have to pay for exclusivity. I don't... Unless you're on... retained. This is basically a weak tea retainer, though, isn't it? This is 100% a weak tea retainer. At that point, you may as well just pay a retainer. You may as well just do that instead and have an exclusivity thing, right? The messages below show that their primary concern is that the more non-Cinder models I make, the less valuable my existing models become. It's hard to say how much this messed with my mind as an artist that by working with other people, I'm somehow making my existing models less special. I don't think that's how depreciation works, does it? Oh, they were attings on. Sorry, you're right. Thank you. I have this weird thing in my head where I get tunnel vision and I completely forget something I've already gone to. That's just my head. Following screenshot is of them setting up the blacklist, not the fun one that we had a TV show of. No, not the cool one with Raymond Reddington. James Spader, is that who the actor was? Saying I'm not allowed to work with any new clients or create new outfits for VTuber 1 specifically, and justifying those things by saying that with each model my art becomes less unique and special, and therefore Cinder somehow will become less special. Do I need to pull up Cinder's YouTube channel? Because seriously, you get numbers. What on earth are you talking about? You're not a successful VTuber in this drama. I'm not either. I'm not a successful... I've got a play button, yes, but I'm not, by their comparison, I'm not successful in the slightest. I'm just a lowly oik, you know, that begs for likes on videos and stuff. The idea that my work as an artist and designer is devalued by working with other people is insane. And it is. Because if you get your work out there, your work, and if it's good, stacks up, your value, your stock goes up with it. This is an attempt by somebody who holds a very privileged position, called Cinder, to say, but I'm the top dog, which they are a very big cog in this, right? I need big boobs. I apparently do, yeah, I need a big set of norks. Congratulations for outing my kryptonite. I don't have any. You're right though. But Cinder's acting as if they are the top dog, basically. That's the point. And this is a problem, massive problem, because you're not. The eco space is why are you apostrophe RE? And I'm very privileged that you'd say that. Through the power of pen and paper, they are indeed. But I'd rather not have an avatar with knockers, because I think my avatar would solely exist with the tentacles on them. Jiggle physics. I mean, like some of those video game ads you see with the skin tight outfit. So if you've seen the YouTube ads recently with that on, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is not nice at all. This is really nice. Mean for both my workload and my mental health. I backed out. I deal with them. Yeah, I was realizing what taking a deal would mean. Yeah, this is not just about mental health. This is called integrity, right? It's called integrity. If you don't have it, don't bother. But if you've got it, 100%, stand up for yourself because you deserve to. No one deserves to be treated like this. You were dozing off. It's only 3 in the afternoon. What's wrong with you? Right. So in this image, if we wanted to have some kind of model exclusivity, what would you need to make them sustainable? Maybe you can share one of your ideas and I can check what I think. Okay, so I got some ideas for this. I guess I was driving. What were you thinking? Asked a friend for help from my friends. Monthly fee. So as long as this would be. So how long would this be? And if this counts for models I already worked on. Main thing is we're looking for not to take on brand new model clients and not make any new model outfits with individual again. Right. One of our concerns is that nano babies is slang. It's slang for something. I've got to go to. It's going to go black for a second. I know where it is. It's slang. Hang on. Where is it? Babies mean something. It means. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, VTuber model is a baby. VTuber model is baby. That's absolute cringe. I'm so sorry. A Megon does not have boobs. No, there's no avatar of that, I'm afraid. I do have an avatar, a chibi one made in a tutu. Yeah. That baby means VTuber avatar, though. Which, by the way, is absolute cringe. You're welcome. I don't care what anyone says. That is cringe. And second is that there's a few people out that we just would rather not be able to have a model from you. Maybe not any new profile avatar, VTuber avatars. The reason why I brought this up is that there's been a lot of bias with another one of our partners with certain creators, and we'd rather these creators not have what makes Cinder unique, which is your artwork. Just going to say this now. If you don't like healthy competition, you are so insecure. I'm a commentary channel. I don't get much traction compared to others. Am I jealous? Yeah, of course I am. Do I wish I was better? Of course I do. It's considered their mama. Yeah, so I've heard that as well, Salkin. I've got the slang. Leona put it in on the Discord for me, and I will admit, I'm not a fan. I don't care for any of that. So we can pay something for you, and you don't have to discount it from your next payment. We'll continue giving you lots of model work, I think, for this year right now. But you don't work with 3 people at all. Again, models or art. I don't think you've ever done anything with these people. We also have another GS label for you too, the AFK. Is there any way to add a little bit more since blank still asks for art every now and then? Like, so you'll still get a job from it, basically. Okay. Another example of by the way, I'm just going to say, this is such a crappy manipulation. It really is. It's so shitty. Like, how is it difficult to just accept healthy competition? Artists, let them work with whoever they want to work with. Okay? Thank you, Bri, for not wanting me with a pair of knockers. I appreciate that. Another example of speaking ill of other creators right after they saw I was working with Shy Lily, trying to once again make the idea of working with other clients seem like I'm setting myself up for problematic people who will do me no good in the long run to get me to reconsider working with them. They also continuously kept asking about my other clients' plans, which for them made the antenna go up, as a quote, and immediately went to slandering Lily. They consistently try to reassure me that despite their best efforts, they just happen to keep trying to bring drama in as reasons for me to go exclusive, and that working only with Cinder is them trying to look out for me. I find this hard to believe. Yeah, manipulation for dummies 101. I 100% agree. Names get revealed later. I do appreciate that. We'll get to some of that, I'm sure, because I've got some of the tweets and Google Docs. So I know names are there. I've got Bao, SAC, Sacramore TV. We've got Rain Does Stuff. We've got Spite as well. We have an apology from Cinder, which is hilarious. We'll get to it soon, don't worry. But let's see. Oh, and before I continue, of course, there are 82 people watching. Don't forget to like the stream. You're welcome. Let's see. So, trying to. Oh, here we are. Right. Ill speaking ill. Yeah, here we are. Another example of speaking ill of other creators right after they saw us working with Shiley. Okay. Try to reassure me despite efforts. They just want to keep trying to bring drama in as reasons for me to go exclusive. I think that this here is an example of them trying to manufacture potential drama in the future. It's drama farming, basically, but it's done with a long-term play. You set things up the right way, and eventually you can use it. It's why I mentioned and didn't mention Just a Robot, because he was a drama farmer at one point. It's what he did before he thrice got hacked because he's an idiot. You know, I know who he mistreated. I know how he mistreated them, but I also know he created drama by getting involved in communities he didn't belong in. Just that's what some people do. Stay hydrated, kids. So, do you have any more plans with Lily besides just the model? Just the model so far. Her asking you for a model recently just made the antenna... Oh, here we go. The antenna go up. She's been acting weird towards Cinder lately, and we don't know if something's going on. Weird. V-card launch. I don't know what V-card launch was, but okay. What do you consider weird? Lately dipping out of collaborations. They were both a part of that at the last minute, and are ghosting her messages. Cinder's raided her a couple of times in the past week, and Lily won't acknowledge Cinder by name. It's always possible, by the way. I had her back. Absolutely, I always have people's backs. If they're people I like, and trust, and respect, I'll always have their back. Let's see. Yeah, always going to have her back. V-Cards launch, collabing, don't know what happened. Ignore this, right? Quite early to go for a new model. Looks a bit menacing, so I don't talk to her. Feels like we're going to compete with Lily if she's ghosting Cinder. I don't see the problem with this at all. And wants the same model mama. So earlier, somebody very kindly, Solkian, mentioned the mama thing. VTuber trading card. So I've heard of the... Thank you again. I've heard of lolcow trading card games because I have I've got a card coming out soon for the lolcow trading card game within the realm of world, because I do videos on that subject. Of course I do. I've been doing it for years, and they're doing some sets, and I'm going to be one of the cards in that. Because I think I'm one of the first creators who willingly got involved. And I was like, yes, why? Because I want a card. Because I want to be a part of that. I'd love that. Yeah. I'll save that card forever. It'll be in my office or my bedroom. I don't know. I'll go in my play button. I might put it there. That'd be kind of cool. So the idea they need to stay informed to engage the competition is extremely upsetting and toxic to me. I agree, because if you're interpreting, I mean, staying informed is fine because you're just seeing what everyone else is doing, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But gauging the competition is fine as well on the face of it, as a term especially. Because there's nothing wrong with seeing how others do. Again, I'm very jealous of the success of many other creators. I'm not so jealous of those who had that success and threw it away. And there are a few of them that have done this. Right? Hi all, I hope you're well. Hopefully throughout the stream you'll get it as well. Is everyone... Well, I'm trying to get them to put the word moist into it somewhere. And the word Cthulhu is on it somewhere, but I think for copyright reasons they can't put the full spelling. I've mentioned it on purpose so that they might be able to correct it. But yeah, gauging competition, again, I like to see how others do, and it's fine. Indeed nerd, but hopefully people will buy it, because that benefits them and it benefits me too. And I've never done a sponsorship thing before, so it's a deal for me. I'm quite proud of it. The card, I've seen it. It looks cool to me, because they've drawn the art for me. They've drawn it themselves, and I love that. That's great. But yeah, again, nothing wrong with this on the face of it, until you get to all these messages and realise, no, this is somebody trying to, you know, again, poison the well. That's what it's all about. Sinder targeted from Gamers Ups, the company she's a partial owner. Oh, well, that's even worse, isn't it? Walking 4.5 miles. Congratulations there. I'm only on 28,325 steps, I'm afraid. I'm slacking today. So, gauging competition. When I pushed back, the immediate response was blaming the other creators and implying they initiated it by trying to work with me and that somehow justified their actions. This is insecurity. This is 100% Red and Cinder, or Red on their own, being incredibly insecure, and too prideful to accept, because ego plays a big part. When you're successful and you've amassed a big, fan base and supporter base, you get an ego. If you don't have someone there to rein it in, wind your neck in a bit, give you a reality check from time to time, this will happen. you start to bully people. I don't like it. I have mods, and not one of them treats me as, you know, anything but me. You know, there's and I'm okay with. I don't mind that. You know, if you're gonna be a dick to me, be a dick to me. It's fine. If I've done something wrong, you tell me, and that's what they do. And in fact, I've got patrons that do it too. Hi, Yempy, you're a dick, so it counts. You know, people will tell me, and I'm not surprised. Well, I can't accept being wrong. There are some times where I'll be like, "Oh no, you're just wrong because you're German," but otherwise, no. You know, I will take it on board. But yeah, we have more messages here. We're on page 9 of 23, by the way. I do want to get through most of this, but we are going to have to go. I'm only going to be here for another hour and 20 minutes, so we do need to make progress, right? Cinder, it's just Cinder and Blank you've been doing continuous model outfits for. We'll have the demon update list and final arcade reference for you as soon as it's finished. Outfit for Blank planned. As for Blank, got nothing for now, but she always comes up with something. Do you know who's rigging Lily's model? Apparently they did. Thanks, Nano. Sorry for the questions. Just got to stay informed, especially when it comes to our top artist. No, well, that's just trying to placate, isn't it? You're welcome. Hi, Lulu. Hope you're well. So possessive just because you first work with someone doesn't mean... Yeah, I agree, Osprey. 100%. The first avatar artist person I paid to work for me was Miss Shadowpaints, Lisa. And I paid a fairly sizable amount for an avatar because she gave me one for free, and I was like, update it in a brown suit and blah blah blah, put a bowler hat for a laugh, you know. And beyond that, I never really complained. It's just, you know, she worked for other people. I had no issue with it. My avatar artist actually worked for Just a Robot, which is why I'm not a big fan, because I know what he did, and I you know, I liked the work. She did something for me. When I first met her, my mother had just passed. She drew something for me as a gift, and I kept it. In fact, this avatar, I put it on a canvas that's actually hanging above my desk here, because it has a Benet ball, it has a ducky bow tie, beautiful suit. I wanted to use it as an avatar, but it didn't work. Hi, Lisa. Not you, the other one. Hi. Hope you're well. Different Lisa. Hope you're doing well, though. But yeah, I hired her afterwards, but she still does work for other people. She's done work for Just Stop as well, I believe. Yeah, I have no issue with that. So don't stress too much with the side things. It's bad for balding. That's nice. I'm going to go bald now. I'll keep you in the loop about anything else going on with that. Well, thanks for letting us know if you're losing your hair. No, you fool, just stupid drama. Gotta stay competitive even when we shouldn't have to, spelled quaintly, like a Bring Me the Horizon song title. Also, your profile picture looks like a guy with a mustache. Don't go too far on the competitiveness, it can get bad. Gotta chill sometimes. Okay. We're not the ones getting a model from the artist of the other GS owner out of the blue and ghosting them and refusing to acknowledge them. I feel like that's a setup to, yeah, again, that poisoning thing. Below, I wanted to push back and make clear I was uncomfortable being dragged into drama, and they responded by bringing up more drama and baseless claims, all the while trying to guilt trip me. Yeah, I don't like this, by the way. Don't do this. It is ironic and crazy to me that I mentioned not wanting to be dragged into personal issues only for them to on multiple occasions, mention other people's alleged drama. Oh, and yes, if you'd like to support the channel, Wildling, put a link there, thank you. Included is more proof, but this time it includes Cinder, right? So Cinder, I just want to say sorry for stepping back on the exclusivity deal. Wanted to apologise personally to you since I've only talked about that with Red. But I just don't want to be dragged on any personal issues like that. After all, Blank is still a client, and it makes me anxious and kind of destroys my mental to do this kind of deal. Right? I get it, and it was unfair to push this on you, but it's just really confusing going back and forth about it. I just get compared to her a lot, even still today. And it's like I'm always living in someone's shadow, which is one reason why Red asked about not making any more models for her. And when you said, I understand if things don't work out, it makes me feel like you're not okay with working with me anymore. That reeks, by the way, of insecurity, doesn't it? I mean, you have to be really insecure for that to be the thing you latch onto. Like, I'm sorry, but you have to be that person. Simple as that, really, right? I've never once thought of this for anyone else. Again, I don't care who my artists work for, as long as the person they're working for isn't a nonce. If they're not, then we're golden. If they are, we have a problem, right? It's not overly complicated. This just... Mementals, yeah, I'm sorry. Mementals. it's such a guilt, man. You're trying to pull up anything you have as a card. You've got a hand, right? You're playing poker, and they pull that shit out. Like, I've got a royal flush. What have you got? Mementos? Oh, I'll fold then, shall I? Fair enough. Don't try me, bitch. Nonetheless, I don't really see the point of keeping thinking about getting compared to someone. You're so much bigger already. You've done so much more. So that's another thing. It's all. We've all over the years been compared to somebody, right? I have. I've been compared to other creators. I once, no lie, and I've still got the comments in my videos. I got compared to the Right Opinion because he made a video on Anne Boleyn Reid. Because people thought my content constables were a rip-off of him. And I'm like, but my content constables were made years before he made that video. Years before. I sound the same, just with a different microphone, okay? And really bad background noise. Like, I sound better now, but again with the background noise. When streaming anyway. It's such a crappy comparison. But I'll allow it to go because I don't care. I got viewers from that. Who cares, right? It all worked out. That's all that matters. You was the right opinion. Indeed. Yes, I was the right opinion. Thanks, Lisa. I knew you had my back. But yeah, using my mentals is just another quaint way of saying, you know what? I think I need to rein you in somehow. Yeah. My usual response is take a break from the internet. Yeah, I honestly, take a break. The internet will still be here when you come back, and if you're as successful as Cinder has been, you should take a break, because this stream will show you writing a number of checks and how this has absolutely come back to bite you. You made purchases with your mouth and your hands typing, or Red has on your behalf, but no doubt you knew about it. Honestly. Yeah, honestly, fairly big. I think if you're going to go after someone because you're that insecure, it tells me you want to be bigger than them. And that's fine, but no. Oh, did I look at the tour dates? No, I forgot to, and I remembered at lunchtime and then forgot to again. So I'll look this evening after this. Thank you for letting me know, though, again. I do appreciate that. Constantly pulls up, already used. Yeah, I featured in one or two of his videos as a little clip, and I didn't I mean, I'm not against it. Again, it got me out there, but I don't really get anything from it. I didn't get any subs or any extra viewers. It's just I'm there. I think if you're going to pull people up, it's fine, but you need to link them at the very least. I didn't get linked to any of that. People just see a Cthulhu kin avatar and that's it. I think that's a bit shitty. I like to link people if I use them. Anyway, my mentals is just a bit weak. So, my mental is just a bit weak. Sorry about this. Mental a bit weak. Same girl. Sorry for bringing this to you. I want to get that money. This whole situation is kind of sucky. I want to get along. I understand things don't work out about this. It would be mostly if you hate me for not burning someone down from my list. Quote,
I would never hate you.
Okay. Justifying their behaviour by stating they're simply looking out for me when none of this has anything to do with... Sorry, nothing to do with... when none of this has anything to do with me to begin with, and manipulating me into being grateful for earning well thanks to them, despite the loss of work from long-time returning clients and new clients. I don't like the idea of burning bridges with clients you know are consistent. This reeks of wrong. Again, Cinder looks insecure as hell. Concerning my work and models as a team. Another example of going after other clients of mine from before, claiming that having more clients alongside them makes my work less special, with the recurrence of it's just business. Manipulating me into believing that working with her is special for multiple reasons and that I risk losing that special something as a client if I prefer to work with others. No acknowledgement of my reasoning and need of working with other clients due to the nature of my work, solely focused on their issues. I would also like to note again that this screenshot is one of many occasions that indicate that Red speaks on Cinder's behalf. I was originally concerned with everything going through Red, but it may not have been 100% of Cinder's feelings or wants. If they're a couple, this could be used as a get out of jail free card. Ah, but Red did stuff without me knowing, so I'm not guilty. I'll be honest. You're both involved. Hi Z, hope you're well. Hello to everyone that's joined. Hope you're well. Smash the like. Thank you. I messaged her about it to make sure that he spoke on her behalf and confirmed that with both of them this was the case. So this here is the proof that basically you have, well, confirmation. This all, you know, this is exactly what, oh sorry, this was what was said, right? I'm not going to read through that because I don't need to. There's this image here of redacted or red saying something, cancelling models, and then a bullcrap load of text that doesn't need to exist. I can have Red send you a list of our plans for the future and estimated due dates. Basically, that Red and Cinder have no get out of jail free card, which means this tweet earlier is redundant because we now have confirmation that Red was acting. Oh, it's my power bank. I'm so sorry, SJ Ninja. I'm so sorry. I can't move it, and I've tried everything with my audio setup to remove it. I don't have noise cancelling. If I turn the noise gate down, you won't hear me at all. I really am sorry. That low hum is mine. I'm really sorry about that. I was meant to fix it as well, and I didn't. Again, that's my fault. Really sorry. I will try and fix that for, well, future streams. I really will. I'm so sorry. Red tries to make it look like they never meant for it to appear like they wanted to be exclusive by framing it as something I wanted. You are a free artist and you should do what you want. I was under the impression that taking on more Cinder work is what you wanted to do. I didn't think it was like we were making... I see the italics there. You do that. Guess we got a misunderstand on both sides. It's more about this. So yes. Oh, I see. I mean what I said is still true about how we feel, but I wasn't saying you had to do only do Cinder work from now on. I'm glad you get used to it. Obviously, I'd rather not be there. Hi, Bear Chen. Hope you're well. I will try and fix it. I just don't know how. I'm going to look at some tutorials, not tomorrow, Saturday, because I can noise reduce it in Audio Editor, because that's how I remove it. But on streaming, I can't, and I need to work out how. I might move the power bank to another area of the room that might benefit. But the microphone picks up a lot. We'll see. It picks up the dog snoring sometimes. Anyway, sorry for the stress, but it says here, let me know how this will affect. This is them trying to, in a more professional language style, bind Nanolus and keep them under a thumb. Again, I don't care. Put the hammer on Red did. Blame Red. No, I know you pour your heart and soul into your models and they're all incredible. Well, apparently they devalue after time. It's simply business. Normalising their behaviour. What page are we on? 16. Once again by stating that it's simply business to sabotage our other VTubers' careers and not work with them and focus on Cinder instead. Now, Cinder is already very successful, one of the most successful, 100%. Why bother being so uncomfortable, so insecure, so unkind, so impolite, so rude? You don't need to be because you've got it. All you have to do is stay here, right? I'm glad you like the doggo noises. Smash like if you do. I take no issue. You know, you can. If I got the views that these guys got, 2-3 years, and I could walk away. I really would, because I wouldn't need to anymore. Obviously, I want more play buttons. I'd love to earn more on Omegon 2, Moistski Live, the crime channel I have as well. I'd love to do that. They're more like lofty ambitions, right? But I'd like to do that because I like a challenge. I'll never get a gold one, and that's fine. You know, I know my limitations. But if I can make these kind of views and get the money they make, honestly, I'd be very happy. I'd get a house and I'd be set. I'd get a house and put some money aside. Yes. But it's just one of those things, right? You could stay here and be comfortable. I remember years ago with like Creepshow Art, held Death Noodles as well. There are other creators that have done this. They've had a good position and they completely screwed it from themselves. It happens. And Death Noodles has learnt their lesson. Creepshow Art is no more. There's another one as well, isn't there? Who's the other one that crashed and burned real quick? Oh, who's the other? There was another one, right? Is that Cinder's fault that she gets hate now so much? I don't know yet, but I'm getting the impression Cinder has played a key part in this by, as we've seen from messages up here, by first of all making it quite clear that Red was acting on her behalf, which means a lot of the manipulation that Red put to Nanolus was pretty bad. Don't threaten to leave us. I would never leave. I love my job too much. We turn 10 in June. We will be doing a little stream on that. Yes. Let's go down here. Simply business. Okay. So it's okay, Nano. You're just making a living and making a name for yourself, and I can't blame you for accepting work from other big names in the industry and having very desirable talent. If you end up filling your model schedule again like it was, let me know. We'll have to replan some things depending on that. The fact that there's a lot of communication here from 2023, it's a lot of communication. They are clearly Red and Cinder. Very Illuminati, that was it. Art and Gaming, you're an absolute G. Thank you so much. That's the idiot. 2 eyes at the end. 1 and 2 eyes at the start as well. It's fine. You spelled it wrong, but I knew exactly who you were talking about. Thank you so much for that. They destroyed their career, and all you had to do was be consistent for a few years, build your business if you want, or just make your bread and go. I'd said there is a number, if I made it, I could easily walk away with it. Because I'm not an expensive hoe. Right? I don't have a massive cost of living. I really don't. I'd probably buy a better cabin and just live at the back of the garden permanently and not really care. Because I have no reason to care. Alright? But these people had it and they threw it away. Like, you have to be stupid. 10, good. I've been watching about... Really? 7 of them. Wow, I've been full-time for 9 years nearly. So I'm very honoured that you've been here that long. I really am. Really am honoured. She did crash hard and... yeah. Anyway, right, I'm gonna... Let's see. Is this about blank model? No, yeah, I want to... Sorry.
I want to take it, but I don't want to disrespect Cinder.
I just want to do pretty models, no hurt feelings. Business is business. That does not help. This, again, is a very cold way of saying you need to make your mind up and see where your loyalties lie. Spelled it in a weird way. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. We'll let it go. We'll let it go. You're making bread, are you? Tell me more. Hemorrhaging subs. Cinder has been, I've heard, and we're going to get to that. You're a freelance artist and blank is a long-time client. Makes sense to continue doing work for her. I understand the logistics. At the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you. There is the manipulation, by the way. Like, I doubt none of us noticed this last line at first. What's best for you is a play on, again, your loyalty being tested, right? Okay. Damage control. Making sure none of this reaches the other VTubers and is all kept hush-hush, while also providing proof that they know what they do is ill-intended and should not get out, as it would cause issues for Cinder's career to be painted in this light. Note that the uncalled shot at VTuber 1 is even spoilered a hidden message in Discord, so it wouldn't accidentally be leaked. Sorry. We'll get to that in a sec. It's... and hope blank finds someone else. There it is. I see that. I see the highlight around it as well. Okay. Right, so I try to be transparent as much as possible. I think it's more fair to both sides this way. You didn't tell blank you cancelled, spelled wrong, because of Cinder, did you? No, I told all of them it was health issues. I would never blame anyone besides blank. Lol. We never want to make you feel like we're making you or forcing you to work on not working on something. That doesn't look right. I'm currently making crochet granny square chicken. Nice! Business to attach friends. Yeah, I agree. Orla, 100%. Try planning your projects and checking availability if you want to work with someone and get your project out as scheduled. I'd rather not. I never set targets for anyone that ever does something for me. Ever. And that's the level of professionalism or lack thereof when it comes to me. I'll ask an artist to make something and a few months later I might get it. I'm not in a hurry. There are thumbnail things I've done in the past for a narration channel I have called Moist Ski Reads. I don't really use it much though. And I have asked for work and it's done quite quickly, but otherwise no. But I'm glad you're here, Art and Gaming. Thank you for the Illuminati information and also your crochet granny square chicken. I feel like my sister's going to end up making that as well in the future. She does a lot of crochet work. That'll be interesting. If you post that on social media, Art and Gaming, you have to tag me if you can. Let's scroll down a bit. Oh, hang on. We've got a constant obsession with VTuber 1. Yeah, so this is proof of that obsession. This is the last page. I'd like to highlight the irony of expecting to be entitled to recognition for her own efforts, and size when her own active efforts are tied to sabotaging the same VTuber. I also feeling entitled and insisting to be recognised by someone else is odd. It does feel like a bit of like begging, right? Would take the fall. Nope, she's losing subs after Shy Lily Bao Giga. So yes, I've got this stuff here to go through soon. Don't you worry. We're going to that in a second, actually. thanks for taking the time to read through everything. I hope everything makes sense. Right. So Bal, I put out a Google Doc as well, which I'll need to tab away for a second because I think it'll pull up login information. I'll need to get rid of that first. I was very hurt by someone I thought was a friend. Okay, so I'm going to go here. No, here. Is this it? Yes, that's it. Right, give me a second. I'll pull it up, and I'm not going to go through all of this because it's 9 pages. I can go through this. It's fine. 9 pages. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to have a little sip of my drink for a second. I've got some water. I'll have that instead, actually, because we've been talking for a while. I'm not going to pull up Bal's video. I have seen it, and if Leona is available, Leona could link it in the chat for those who would want to consume that, because it is, yeah. We'll go to the document instead, because then I don't have to use, because I don't want to breach fair use, right? Have you tried Angel's Envy? I've got a bottle of it. I fucking love it. You know why? Because it's port pipe, and I love a port pipe. I love the look. It was on my favourite Star Trek podcast, a shuttle pod show it was called, based on the NX-01 Enterprise of Captain Archer. But it's now, they've got a new one called Decon Chamber, which is actually a play on of Dominic Keating and Connor Trenier. Decon was decontamination as well, so it kind of worked. They do a podcast on that, on Star Trek. I don't listen to it as much though anymore, which sucks, but that's just because I lost interest. Deadline, it makes me anxious. That's understandable, Osprey. I think it works for a lot of people. I think I don't set goals on purpose because I know that people who work for me, my background artist is a full-time art teacher. She doesn't have time. My avatar artist is also a full-time art teacher, or a full-time teacher now, I think. They don't have time, so I don't want to put their pressure on them because they're not full-time artists in this respect anymore. But I do from time to time reach out and ask them. So this is Bal. If I mispronounced that, I do apologise. Balbun. I will only speak to what Nanolith has decided to share with the public and messages that directly mention me by name. I would like to kindly ask everyone to refrain from turning this into a witch hunt. Bit late for that. Before I start, I want to point out why I'm addressing both Cinder and Red, despite the messages being largely from Red. Many times throughout the messages, the words we are, and our occur numerous times. As someone who was close to and worked with Cinder for years, I have first-hand experience of how Cinder and Red collaborate and the extent to which Red operates as her primary point of contact in her professional and personal projects. It is that experience that leads me to believe that all requests and messages sent by Red were both known about and approved by Cinder. Now, I do agree with this, because again, if they're a couple, they're in sync. He's acting in the business side with already unspoken permission, right? I think that's important. That's fair. If you have a Twitter, and you're willing to share it on Twitter, please do. I'd love to see it. Hydration. I'm with you on that. Again,
Smash like.
right. In March 2024, I announced that one of my subathon goals was a live two-dimensional model. Nanolith was going to be the live 2D illustrator. That's cool. After she finished both the design and base model sketch, there was suddenly back and forth on whether or not she had the physical and mental capacity to continue my model. I was very sad, as I had not only teased a screenshot of the model sketch on Twitter, I've done that in the past, it's good, but I had grown very attached to the design and showed it to all my friends. In a private group chat that Cinder was a part of, I shared how devastated I was, and she did not comment or say anything, despite others in the group chat comforting me and reassuring me. Now, we now know from this original document here, we know that this, which I've skipped over, we now know that Red and Cinder were manipulating Nanolith to not do this, right? Who could have guessed Iris? I know. I don't cover this though, so this is new territory for us. So I now realise that the reason for her silence was because Cinder and Redacted were deliberately sabotaging ongoing commissions and blocking VTubers such as myself from having access to art from Nanolith. I think, by the way, if you've got one artist doing everyone's work, that's not a bad thing, right? Because that tells you that artist is that good that everyone wants a slice of the action. It means that it's a level playing field. It really does. It also ups the game for the artist when everyone else goes, I want this done better, I want this done better, and everyone keeps doing it. It gets better and better, and obviously for Nanolith, of course, that puts a lot of pressure on them, but that does then drive other artists to perhaps come to the forefront as well, and that in turn creates a greater gene pool of talent, as opposed to a single drop of water in an ocean of talent. We want everyone to be raised together. We know that then the quality improves and everyone seeks to be better. We want to see that. We want to see people strive. And if that name, Nanolus, is doing its rounds, everyone's looking to them and going, right, what can I do to be better than them? And I think that's healthy. I really do. I know that might impact some people negatively with their mental health. I get it. But for me, I think competition is brilliant. Within the realm I inhabited when I first started, within the Skeptic clones, the anti-SGW territory, there aren't many of them left. All of us used avatars. But of that area, full-time YouTuber-wise, there aren't many of them left. There really aren't. Some do videos here and there. Logic went back to religion. Armored Skeptic isn't really about much. Sargon does Lotus Eaters, he does politics, he does philosophy at university now as well. Bearing does upload still these days, which is great. Undoom does a little bit from time to time, not much though. Sugar Tits came back after having a child and spending a few years being a mother, which is great. But there aren't many left that use avatars, and that sucks. But I thought at the time it was great because there were so many different avatars. Some people use stock images, which they just pasted together. My first avatar was that, but then I got an avatar made when I hit 1,000 subs. I used an avatar, and it was the greatest feeling to know I had something that was mine. Right? I promised nothing. Coffee.com/Omegon9873. But no, it's that thing of, I think it's always great to have that gene pool of talent. There wasn't much back then, and there is now. And that's great. That shows you the progression of time. I love it. I really do. So, the first image, we can blank for you. We don't have to discount the next payment. We've seen this already, right? We know this image from the first document. Yeah? Because we knew about this. Yeah? I wanted to understand better. Cancel for the second time. With the blank, she's given a lot of bias and priority at GS, sometimes over Cinder, and we can't really confront them about it. And plus, she's gone 3D lately. Now, this is what we've seen. But we're going to go with this bit here. I don't mean taken like he doesn't work with us anymore. He does, but he has to dedicate time for her now, and sometimes that gets in the way of our projects. One of Bao's MV editors is the one that did the Boss Rush music video, and we're 99% sure she told him not to do any more with us. But like, model art is the most important thing. That's a VTuber's entire image. Again, this is all secret talk. La 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 la. You're welcome. It's a Gundam. True, but as I said, there aren't many around anymore. And I never watched It's a Gundam. It's a really weird thing. When it came to the Skeptics, It's a Gundam didn't really get mentioned back then at all. Within the communities as a whole, but It's a Gundam was always present. Like Razor Fist. But the Avatar thing was what I was focusing on mostly in that area. But you're right to mention It's a Gundam. I still have never watched It's a Gundam. It's a strange thing. Same, but yes... Yeah, they're no longer censored, which is very important because this now shows you a bit more context, right? And this came out, on the 26th at 6:48, Nanolus 6:42 on the same day. 6 minutes later, Bao had released this 9-page document using the screenshots to further prove that Red was basically being a dick to Bao, and that's not okay. So Nanolus asks Redacted on why he is encouraging her not to finish my model. Red then lists my name amongst various VTubers, as well as the vendettas Cinder and Red harbour against each. So Bao's been getting on her nerves for a while. She hijacks our YouTube editor, constantly picking up artists that we work with. Now she's barking up the tree with one of our L2D animators. That's two-dimensional. What's the L stand for? I've already forgotten. I saw it earlier as well. Sorry. Has a way of guilt-tripping others to get her way. Now this is an ironic statement to make, because that's what they did in the first document when you saw these messages guilting Nanolus to bend over for them, right? Gatekeeping of artists, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm with you on that 100%. Don't do that, okay? Doing still winding up the eldest repeated time. Well, that's what they deserve it, don't they? Live 2D, thank you. I saw it earlier and I already forgot. I'm so bad with names and apparently picking up information that was very important. I know that Leon has probably put it down as well, Thank you, Salkin and Michael there. Again, I knew it was there and I completely forgot. So, this is not what friends do. Friends do not sabotage other friends out of business opportunities. Friends do not spread lies to fuel selfish narratives. Friends do not use private information they get from the privilege of being close friends just to use it to manipulate others. If stepping on your friends and abusing your power and connections is how you get to the top, then I hope you realise no one will be left when you get there. 100% I agree. I don't have many creator friends. There are some, though, I will always be there for. Always. Excuse me. One is Sinatra. He and I have collaborated multiple times over the years. We haven't recently, for a few years actually, but I will always back him. He is my friend. I would love to hang out with him someday if he comes to the UK again. Him and his partner Shelley, 100%. I have no issue with them because they're great people. They really are. Sin and I, we were from that time. He doesn't do that kind of content anymore, which is fine. But he's a great live streamer. Him and Drunkle. And whoever it is they do AAA with these days. I've always gotten on with Cog, and I know people don't. There are people who don't like Cog. That's fine, but I do. Don't care. We get on well. We could live stream together, and it would be a laugh every time because I'm a knob and I'm allowed to be that on his channel, right? But I think that I've never gone out of my way to stab any creator in the back. I can't do it. I just can't. Because it feels. I've always played a very passive game with people when I know someone's trying to play me. So I've more just lent in a direction where if I can find a way to remove you, I will do that. Polydub, thank you. He's awesome. I forgot his name. I recognise the voice as well because I wanted to get him on a politics stream one day. And yeah, it is so sad. They don't get paid enough. Although I will admit I've paid artists over there quite well. I would admit I pay the ones that do stuff for me for still images. I don't cheap out. It's never done. I always make sure they're paid. But yeah, you've got to be nice to people. You got to pay them fairly. You got to treat them right. I know that I treat people like dicks half the time, but when it comes to working together, when it comes to being when you have to be nice, I swear I will be anything but. Hi, Dekai Octopus. Hope you're well. And hello, Carol. Hasbroke. I'm so bad with names. Please tell me how to pronounce your name. I like the image of what I think might be a goose. I think you've got to be good to people. If you can't do that, then you shouldn't have the right to work with them. And to manipulate people in this way it must be heartbreaking for the creators involved. It must be. Like, how insecure are you that this is what you do? So here, I'm scared to cancel with Bao. You shouldn't be. She has so many connections. We've seen this from earlier. Now we know it's Bao from this one. This is important. People are dicks half the time. Yes, I think. If you're a dick in context with like just having a laugh with people, that's fine. But if you know when to stop, you know when it's time to be an adult, be a human, or and whatever you identify as, be right or good, wholesome, kind. That's great. When it comes to working with people, I make jokes, yeah, but no, I'm paying you to do something, so I'm going to be nice to you because I don't see a point in being. Because you're then if I treat someone poorly and they're my artist, I have a slight worry someone's going to discreetly put a swastika on something. I could see that, and I'd rather not risk it, you know. What is Sinatra's channel? I'll have to go and check. Let me go and see if I can find it. Are we on the right scene? We are. I'll go onto YouTube and find one of his channels. I know he has a few, so if I go... Sinatra Says. I think he's got one with Sassy... Sin and Sass, that's the one I think he uses now, isn't it? Yeah. I'll link it in the chat for those who are interested. Here we go. There you go. That's the channel I know about. I think that might be relevant. I can actually just pull it up. That's not the button. Here we are. That's what they do. They do streams on Amber and Chantal mostly over here. By all means, go subscribe. I am. Of course I am. Back over here, though. We're not done. We're doing more of this. Show that. Yeah, I think some people deserve it, Thunder Ray. I think when I'm covering people... Oh, Silent Sin as well. Yes, that's another one of the channels. Go find it. Yes. Have I missed anything? I don't think I have. I think you are right, Tammer, by the way, about the insecurities as top indie VTuber. I think it's all well and good being insecure about it, but if you act on it like this, then you're no longer the top indie VTuber. You're somebody who's now being shown for like. I am 100%, by the way, SJ Ninja, terrified of that, because why don't you just show them instead? Why hide them? Like, just don't hide them. Just show them. Show the goods. Don't sell yourself short. I think she'd be fine with taking the design and finding someone else. I wouldn't offer it for free, maybe half price if she starts something. Right. I wouldn't offer it for free, half price. I don't know what I've ever done to either Red or Cinder to deserve this level of vitriol towards me. I don't remember having any issues or problems that couldn't have been solved by talking. Now, I agree with this, because this is it could be a joke, 100%, but it's absolute. Denny's. Oh, so you're about to get in a fight, are you, Frosty? Or is that Arby's? One of those has fights, and I'm pretty sure it's Denny's. Good luck. Is that the one with the curly fries? Or is that the Arby's? I don't know. Yeah, no, this is very unprofessional from Red, right? Regarding the messages where Cinder and Redacted openly accused me of stealing their YouTube editor, Boss Rush music video animator, as well as any artist they worked with, included a screenshot. I'm going to have to scroll in a little bit here. Hi, Kaiser, nice to meet you. I was watching your stream highlight from me and Cinder's collab, and I really loved your editing style and humour. I was curious if I could request a video edit from you every now and then, if you have any availability. My username is Bao. Reply from Kaiser, I'd love to edit a video. I just sent a friend request on Discord. She hijacked our YouTube editor as the quote that came from the first. The YouTube editor, Kaiser, is a mutual YouTube channel editor for myself and Cinder. My channel manager, June, and I asked Kaiser for one stream highlight per month. As we are aware of his extensive position as Cinder's channel manager, I made a point to note this in my inquiry email to him in 2023. So that's when this all started. Bowel management. Bowel started a call that lasted 5 hours. Oh, Jesus Christ. If someone got me on a call for that long, no chance. Denny's. Oh, it is Denny's then, isn't it? Yeah. Waffle House. Oh, is it Waffle House as well? Fair enough. Yes, if you'd like to support the channel, and I'm going to Norwich in the middle of May, coffee.com/Mecon. Well, that link. Thank you. On March the 20th, I started a group Discord call. I think the reason I mentioned Denny's is because of How I Met Your Mother. It got mentioned in that, I think. In this group call, Kaiser shared with us that he was afraid to ask Cinder for a raise because he initially turned down an exclusivity deal. As a friend of both Cinder and Kaiser, I encouraged him to take the deal and reassured him that it would not change our friendship, as I would never want someone to care about to miss an opportunity, even if it meant I would lose him as an editor. The other editors who were in the call can corroborate this. I'm sharing this context because there are no words to describe the hurt and betrayal I feel now knowing that I'm on the other side of this conversation. Cinder and Red were actively portraying me as a thief and a detriment to their business. I've only ever supported them and their activities, and never once thought that I had somehow gotten on their nerves. Quote, Bao had original songs last year that had music videos by her editor, and the songs flopped. Hi Temzu, hope you're well. Yeah, I think if you want to be treated a certain way, you should treat them that way. I make jokes all the time at, like, me and Leona, give a stick on stream. She does it back, like, honestly. But I'm not always a knob, right? And also I get it from everyone, so it's fine. I get crap from another mod called Crispo just because he's a knob. You know, he's Norwegian. What do you expect? No, sorry, he's Finnish, isn't it? No, he's Danish. He claims he's from one of the Scandinavian countries. I'm inclined to believe he's actually from, like, I don't know, a bankrupt part of Greece, sort of it. And he's ginger. So we love working with you. Cinder wouldn't be Cinder without Nano. Okay, but like, let me tell you the tea about the, yeah. And this is the proof of the TwitchCon thing, the music video flopping, credited editor. I think this is important information, but obviously Bao has now been inserted here, right? No longer hidden away. I'm in shock and disbelief that this is the narrative they decided I deserved, saying that I harboured an invisible jealousy because my songs flopped. Just to be clear here, by the way, it doesn't matter how someone's songs do. Like, I wish I could write songs. I wish I could. I'd be proud of it regardless of its success. In late 2024, I was dealing with debilitating TMG pain that resulted in me having to drain fluid from my jaw joint to open my mouth properly. That is horrible, by the way, Bao. I hope you're okay. They both knew this, I've always wanted my friends to succeed alongside me, and I don't know how they could say these things while simultaneously weaponizing my most vulnerable moments against me. We were 99% sure she told him, Sacramore, not to do any more with us, Boss Rush music videos. I think this is genuinely a terrible thing. If someone goes through horrible physical health problems that require fluid to be drained, like, honestly, that's genuinely a crappy thing to do, isn't it? And here's the proof of that. Again, coming from Sacramore TV features here. We're going to go to them in a minute, don't you worry. They're next on the list. Okay? In these messages, Cinder and Redacted are referring to my animator, Sacramore, whom I have been working with since 2023. Yeah, we're going to get to that. Proof of how long we worked together. In 2024, Sac asked me if he could go completely exclusive for me and work for me in-house with no credit in order for him to be able to quietly work on his personal projects and brand without having VTubers ask him for more commission work. I was happy to accept. I want to reiterate this was Sac's decision and no one else's. Here is proof of that, and that is proof. And I'm going to say now, I know a few people who have artists on their channel and do not link their artists. Just a robot. I do not abide it. In the pinned comment on my videos and descriptions, all my artists that I've used over the years are mentioned. No, not all of them, because I don't use some of the work from some people anymore, because that was like nearly 10 years ago. But the one, like my avatar artist, my background artist, thumbnails, they're all mentioned. And if I have a link for them, they're all linked as well. If you don't link them, guess what you are? A massive floppy nub! Because that's what you are. You have to be so rude. Okay? And I'll defer to your superior knowledge and Star Lee and anyone else that say Waffle House is the best, or Denny's, Arby's. I never had them. And Hooters, of course, is gone, so I guess we can't include that. Why not link the artist? I think people don't link the artist sometimes because they're absolute colossal thunder Fs. They have to be. You have to be. I mentioned Jar on purpose because he doesn't, or didn't for the longest time. I don't think he still does, to be fair. Like, the avatar artist, the avatar Jar uses is made by my avatar artist. Find her. It's not there. Because he's never thanked her. Didn't pay her for it either, by the way. I don't think it was a paid job, though, to be clear. Yeah, unless they mention otherwise, don't do it. I will happily link every single one. Why aren't you solving this privately? If you look at the timeline events from Nano's documents, some of those messages date back years. Yes, they did. 2023 was some of the messages I saw. We go back, actually. 2023. If we scroll up, it goes back. So some of these 2025. So they did go back to 2023. This is years in the making. Okay? I found out about this less than 40. Sorry, I'm there. I found out about this less than 48 hours ago, and they did not give me common courtesy of talking to me privately about this over those years. I would like, and then finish with that. I think this is genuinely horrible for someone to have to deal with. I'm going to quickly skip over a second, pull up Sacramore's document, and I've got one for Rain as well, and Spite. Don't worry, we'll get there. I'm just going to make sure that this is Rain. This one is right. Okay, this one is 8 pages. Okay, we'll be all right. We can get through a couple more of these. I want to get to. I might have to skip one or two. Here we go. Hi Chav, hope you're well. Hello everyone that's joined. Not to be listed. Yeah, it's not the norm. Cute chibi. This was made as a gift by Pencil Cookie. As a gift to me. Back here, are we? No, there we are. Sorry, the hamster appeared. Right, Sacramore put out a document. It's 8 pages long. I don't need to read the tweet. I'm having a little sip of my water though because my throat is warming up. Do you have silver veils? Rain, Spite. I might have it. I'll have to have a look. Let me go to Discord and have a look because I might have missed it. Spite, Cinder. Silver Veil. We have their Twitter. Let's see if we have their document. Scrolling. Ah, here he is. Got it. Thank you. I'll tell you what then. We'll do Sacramore and we'll do Silvervale. It's 21 pages. I can't do. I won't be able to do all of it. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, I won't have the time. I've got like at most 45 minutes. That wasn't Socks. That was She Who Shall Not Be Named. For those who are interested, I'll quickly show you. This hamster was called She Who Shall Not Be Named. This was back in 2011. I took the photo. She's obviously not here anymore. Socks was all dark coloured, black with a small white stripe on the forehead. I wish Socks and She Who Shall Not Be Named were alive. I really do. What the hell is that? Is there a fox in my garden? But less of that riff-raff here. Send out the hounds. I'm kidding, of course. So, Silvervale's there. Right, Sacramore. Here we are. This is 8 pages. We can do this. Be very unorganised, but I'll try and keep this brief. I don't really think that Red specifically deserve any more of my attention after hearing what they have said about me and also how working with them was. First off, to address this, referencing from the last one, Sacramore being mentioned, anonymously in-house, as in we will never be credited publicly, so no one knows who does this work for Bao. A bit of a dunk, yes. Which one is 21? I don't know. Oh, Silvervales is 21 pages. This is 21 pages long. Silvervales, yeah, thank you. I should have stated that. Thank you. It took me a second to realise what you... because I'm stupid. I asked Bao to go anonymous and in-house because I've been wanting to focus on my own projects for 2025 since I had spent pretty much all of 2 years doing work for others and was having a lot of people, companies, reach out to ask me to work for them, and I'm not good at saying no to work opportunities. I'm the same. If I get asked to do overtime, I always say yes. I might have to do a part 2, yeah. I may have to. Which I wouldn't be able to do until, what, Sunday? Because I've got a politics stream tomorrow. I want to do a video tomorrow as well. We'll see. If you'd like a part 2 to this stream, I can do it, but I'm only going to be here for another 45 minutes, so we'll see how we do. But I really want to get to the apology, so I don't want to... If I can't do it in one stream, it feels a bit crappy, doesn't it? We'll see. If you guys want that, do let me know in the chat. And smash the like. So, being separated from the work is important. You got here, we love working with you, Cinder would be Cinder, blah blah blah, Nano, squeezing, blah blah, boss rush, blah blah blah. Me and Cinder initially discussed working on a music video project at TwitchCon. Everything was fine and friendly, however the part that is stated as practically jumped through hoops is, well, a bit of an overstatement to say the least. They had asked me a significant amount of times trying to get me to work with them after I told them no multiple times, and I only said yes because they offered double pay. If someone offers me double pay to do something, it's happening. Hi Ryan, by the way, so I should have said hello to you sooner. And Michael G. Douglas as well. I hope you're all doing well. I hope everyone's having a marvellous Thursday. And do let me know what you've been up to today, because I'm curious. Everyone, let me know what you've been up to, because I'm nosy. This is so mild in comparison to what I'm used to watching, to be honest. That's fair, random web user. That is really fair. Right. We have... Oh, hang on, what's this? Double pay, right. Redacted. You wouldn't happen to be available for a music video in a week or two. Completely full every day this month. Checking. 100% down by the 22nd. Let's see. Exact release date. Right. Do we have... Here we go. Trying to figure out if there's a way, any feasible way, I could slide Cinder into my schedule this month. But between moving in my new apartment this week and the Halloween album, I think November 7th is the very earliest that I can start. How long does it take to edit? And then under here we've got how do you put up giving you everything for the music video now, work on it in between other projects, and have it for me by the end of October. This is a way of trying to, you know, get them. It makes them seem more like their Red is the one doing the begging, not so much Sack at all. But as you get to these screenshots here, we're getting more proof of a lead up here of, well, money, right? Because this clearly feels like a lot more extra work being put into it based on the best hamsters coverage. But wait, what? Mr. Mesca? I haven't seen him in ages. Making beagles, they turned a bit alright. Need more practice in the yes part. Oh, bagels or beagles? Bagels or beagles? This is important. Yeah, this is basically, yeah. Project is done, at least, right? Which is great. But what if we pay you double? That, right, so this was on the 12th of November. On the 29th of November, it was done. I mean, that's pretty expedited work. Yeah. Going home from work. Nice. Hope work went well for you. Okay. Basically, then, they've thrown this... This is a statement from somebody who worked with Bao and wanted to be quite clear that some of the statements that came from Red were disingenuous, falsely framed. Again, back to what I earlier stated of poisoning the well. That's what this entire thing is. People being dragged into it and named. They're being named solely to do that. I can't English. That's pretty much me when I stammer, which has happened about 3 to 4 times already. It just happens and I have to stop for a second. But it's okay, because you meant bagels, I'm sure. You're one of us now. Congratulations. Laptop I'm thinking of replacing. Oh, nice. I hope you get a decent one afterwards. Unless this one's still good, in which case, don't, because that's heresy. Yes. Go through an old laptop is still cool, though. Very cool. I think that this poisoning the well thing to try and guilt Nonetheless into doing more for them is such a dick move. This just reeks of wrong. All of this does. It doesn't make Cinder look any good, because they can't defend it by saying, oh, well, Red acted without my permission. When we now know that they were, and this is solely done to bully a creator into doing more work for them, while simultaneously trying to, you know, harm everyone else because of jealousy and insecurity. I won't deny I'm very insecure about what I do. I'm very jealous, again, what others do, but not enough to do this to people. Again, I accept my limitations. I know I'm not as good as others. Why can't you? Why are you such children? Which explains the baby voices. Although it's a very non-child thing to do, just to be clear, because adults do this. They just call it childish because they want to fob it off. It turns out being a manipulative D-bag is more of an adult thing. You learn how to do it as a child, you master it as an adult. You really do. And I love the geese. Is that a goose or a duck? I like it. You're late. Chamberlain, you are. And as punishment, you must now
Smash the like.
Thank you. That's your punishment. Be sure to do it. Yes, I don't know if I deserve it, but I'll take it. Oh, my browser's not working for a second. Give me a minute. There we are. Right. Silvervale, ignore that. Silvervale put out a statement. Okay. I recognise this user's name. I think I saw them during Gamergate. Maybe. I hate that you were treated that way. You've always been a source, bright light that people imitate. Whenever shitty things happen, you always turn the other cheek. Yeah? You deserve so much peace. I vaguely know this person from Gamergate. Anyway, we have a Google document. I've opened it already. And I think we'll go through this. Yeah? Done and done. Well, then you are no longer on the naughty step. Congratulations. I shall sip from the keg of glory that is my mostly empty glass of whiskey that I forgot to drink earlier. Mediocre. I think it's the best one on my whiskey stream list thing. Okay, so I shouldn't have to say this, but putting out this statement is not a call for or an excuse of blah. Right. I debated if I wanted to say anything after being asked if I wanted my name in the original document censored, as the situation is much bigger than just my personal experience. However, after finding out how wide and extensive the transgressions were, I feel the need to give clarity to my situation and how I was personally affected. I want to note, as others have, that though a majority of the messages are from Red, I find it impossible that he acted solely on his own intentions without Cinder's knowledge or consent, given the extent to which he has represented her publicly and professionally. So, again we get the images back from Red and Nanolus. This time, more information is being removed away because you have Silvervale unredacted. So, where Silvervale is mentioned, let's go ignoring exclusivity, calculating. Right, I think the main thing we're looking for are for you not to take on any brand new model clients, not to make any new model outfits with Silvervale again. Okay, this is important because Silvervale is another name. I've vaguely heard that name, by the way. I think I've heard that name before. Again, I don't watch content that much these days, so I don't see things. I know things, but I don't know enough about those same things that I know a little bit about. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does. Maybe I'm talking out of my backside. Right, so we now know this from the first document where this comes from. I like that earlier you all mentioned that names are going to be, I think Leona mentioned that names are going to start appearing. This is great, right? Because now we're seeing the extent of just how shitty someone is. What about we can pay blank for you and you don't have to discount it from your next payment. You don't work with Bal, blank, or Silver at all again, models or art. Is there another way to a little bit more sense? Silver still asks for art every now and then. We could do it like when Silver asks for art, you tell her no, and then tell us to buy another art piece. Problem with this is that's a retainer, but it's not even a good one. Yeah, that's how I know Silvervale's name. I remember now, Lisa. Thank you, Misfit. I appreciate that. I knew I remembered the name. I remember the Hogwarts Legacy stuff. That cracked me up. I laughed too much about it. Why? Because I didn't care. Here we go. I want to take it. Don't disrespect. Business is business. Freelance. Silver is a long-time client. Okay. Scroll through it a bit because we've got more to come up here with Cinder now. Okay. This is important because now we get to see with context, with Silver mentioned explicitly, what this actually means, right? So you have here, just want to let you know, I still love working with you in Red, but I understand if things doesn't work out because of Silver. I get it. I just compared to her a lot, even still today, and it's like I'm always living in someone's shadow, which is one reason why Red asked about not making any more models for her. Just out of curiosity, for those of you who pay attention, right? Do you think that Cinder and Silver are on the same level, or is one above the other? A curiosity I'd love to know the answer to from all of you wonderful, wonderful people that are here tonight. Again, thank you for being here. I should be clear that I was meant to make this into a video, but I really, when I saw all the Google documents, I knew I couldn't. And now I know I can't do it in a 2-hour live stream because my voice is going to crack before the end anyway. It's warming up. It's not going to crack. It's definitely going to need a decent rest this evening until tomorrow. Right. But as you see, going back to this, right, I don't see the point in keeping thinking about being compared to Silver. You're so much bigger already. You've done so much more. This is petty jealousy, by the way. It really is. If you're both the same type of VTuber, which Misfit has pointed out, then what are you afraid of, really? Because, and I should state this, both, you're massive, you get the views, one of you is not going to take the other out if you just know to be like, if you just sort of like stay in your lane, you're professional, you're courteous, you're lovely. If you do that to others, you're not going to stab each other in the back. But I know that people generally are snakes, so I kind of get it. But I feel like it's a bit of a shitty thing to do, to bully without bullying like too harshly. It is bullying though, an artist to not work with your what you dubbed your competitor, when really your peers, your colleagues, at best, your peers for certain, right? Again, I wish I had your success. I really do. It's why I stream about Amber Lynn Reed and Chantal, because it's the only time I can get like hundreds of people to listen to me prattle on about them being idiots, right? I know my lane, okay? I'm going to scroll down here because I think, you know, this is important. We now know these screenshots are about Silver. I am VTuber1 in the screenshots provided by Nano in her document. I've been a friend and client of Nano for years, and seeing how she was manipulated and that worded by Cinder and Red makes me livid. She's an absolute sweetheart and just wants her clients to be happy. It breaks my heart to see how she was treated like a tool and a resource to be used for growth rather than a talented living person, and gaslit into somehow believing... it was gaslighting, wasn't it? It was. Poisoning the well as well, though. Into somehow believing that how she was being treated was okay. So I actually agree. That is correct. The extent of the sabotage against her outside... Yes, so I've heard about this. I haven't got to it, though. But don't worry. If we get through this one in the stream, we'll make it a point... We'll do a part 2 on Sunday earlier, because I do have something else to do that evening. we'll make it a point to do it on. We will do something on Sunday because I can't tomorrow. I have a politics stream to do. I can't Saturday because I've got Amblin Read set up. I can't move that. I've moved it already. I'm so proud of Nano for having the courage to come forward, the affected people, with all of this, and to let everyone know how they were being unknowingly sabotaged. Sorry. I've spoken to her privately and want to be clear that I have no ill will or hard feelings towards Nano for her involvement in this. I'll be honest, you'd be hard pressed to have any hard feelings, because coming out, the messages don't really show Nano as being a willing participant, more somebody who just doesn't want to disappoint anyone, right? I sometimes struggle to say no to people. This feels like that. Yeah. I urge people reading this to try and understand the emotional manipulation on display and empathize with her situation. There's a lot I could say about how disgusting I find their behaviour towards other creators in general, but I want to focus on my personal experiences. Welcome back, Leona. Hope your journey was safe. Now get some food! You're welcome. Cinder and I. Discovering that all of this was going on behind the scenes has been gut-wrenching. I didn't know Cinder, we weren't friends, and we have barely talked. Even writing this, I do not understand what I could have possibly done to warrant the level of malice and cruelty shown. In our private interactions, I was as cordial as possible, but I just wasn't interested in associating with her professionally or being her friend. From the few uncomfortable interactions I did have with her, I had gotten the vibe that her primary goal was to climb the social and content ladder and grow her brand. I am fully aware how common that attitude is, and that that's just how you grow in this sphere. But I personally don't have the emotional fortitude or bandwidth to have friendships for the express purpose of growth. So this is where I sit. When I was trying to get to 100,000, yes, but not anymore. I don't, because people are snakes. That's what they are. Thank you for the goose again. And I think that you should instead seek to just make good content. And if people enjoy it, that's the best thing you could do. It's all I want to do, and I try. I'm not the best at it, but I try, right? And I think that's how you should act. If you can grow and network, of course, that's magnificent. But that's not how this space works anymore. If you've seen YouTube now, or Twitch, or TikTok, fam, most of it is people just content farming with AI voices. It's just stolen content now. It's not a platform. These platforms are terrible now. YouTube need to fix that, by the way, because I have muted. I'm not interested in. I've blocked so many channels. Not blocked. Not interested in. Not recommended. So many channels on YouTube for being content farming, for just AI voice of, oh, you won't believe this happened next. It's some bullcrap thing that no one cares about. They all sound like Leafy, or they sound like David Attenborough, or they just sound like AI voices. I can't be bothered, right? So yeah, for the record, I think it's fine to have that view and approach to content creation, but I also reserve the right to simply not vibe with somebody. I would much rather not associate with someone at all than pretend to be their friend for the purpose of growing my brand. I am 100% with this. It's why, again, I don't associate with many people. I learnt my lesson. I know there are snakes. I've seen them. I don't like them. The only time I had actually talked to her directly was during my meet and greet at TwitchCon. I just finished my meet and greet, and as I was wrapping up, she walked directly to the screen to meet me and had someone else take a picture of us together. I was not informed of this picture or asked permission for it, and only knew about it once I saw it on Twitter later. So stop by to say hi after my meet, Wolf Girls, and here you have from Cinder's Twitter, somebody with a pair of ears on. I assume that's Cinder. Okay, cool. Don't care. Also, Cinder, really love meeting you. Silvervale, I appreciate sentiment. Prefer not to do collabs. No worries. Hope you're having a good weekend. Name redacted. I'm sure we'll find out soon. AI ads are worse. I agree. I can't stand the game ads now with the fake game. Oh, this game's a fake, and everyone fails the exact same way every single time. Wait, is that OTK? Oh, I've heard of OTK. I thought that was dead. Anyway, I'm trying to just be busy and lots of viral stuff coming up. Sorry for not being interested in collabs. I just like to do my own thing, but I'm always open to messages. I hope you had fun at the con and everything went okay. Brilliant. After the meet and greet, she contacted my manager at Mythic to ask me to collab with her. I told them I'd rather not collab, but accepted a friend request on Discord after turning her down. In private DMs, she reached out and asked me to do a merch or other various form of collab to be monetized, to which I again declined. I will always prioritize my mental health and peace over any potential profit that would make me feel used transactionally and put me out of my comfort zone. I fully agree with that. If you don't want to be a part of that to make money, that's totally fine. 100%. I've never done up at the lolcow trading card game thing I'm a part of. I will happily, when it's ready, promote it, because I've been talking to people about it for over a year, right? I'm very excited, but I've never done paid ads or sponsorships. I won't do them. I would love to make the money, but I can't promote them. Why? Because I'm a cartoon avatar. I remember once getting one. The only legit one I got was Manscaped, and I was sat there like, how am I going to do this? Because I'm not on camera. I'm not interested in promoting your product. So what do I do? So I don't, right? Are so weird. You can say the same. Watching them stream. Yeah, so that I was about to say, this is a meet and greet, and the avatars. Is this the meet and greet? Is that it? Because that's thrown me, I will admit. I didn't know that was how it was done. But still, it's something. Right, yes. Anyway, so Silvervale and Cinder here. We got messages from 2023. Sorry for getting back to you late. I've been super sick from TwitchCon, like freshers flu, I guess. Sick a couple parties. Always prefer not to stream together. My manager suggested something more like sponsorships, merch, music, or blah blah blah. Flattered, not interested. Easy. Redacted though. You got here marketing potential and money they could have made if they teamed up. Silver's figure was announced on Wednesday. No spinning figure. Cinder debuted Saturday. Everyone hears about it. Figure announced. Spinning figure on screen. Blah blah blah. Again, more excuse to be. So is it really how they're done? That's interesting. See, I'm not Misfit. I'm not as involved in any of this, so I'm intrigued by how it works out, because it just feels very odd, doesn't it? But at the same time, you're a VTuber. You're not. You're not the IRL. That's not what this is about, is it? It's not about knowing the IRL. But the reason the VTuber thing exists is because you want to maintain that personal life. That's why I have an avatar. I don't want to be on camera or anything. I don't want to do that, and I'll never do that. It's always who I've been, right? And yes, I agree, Kat. 100%. If you can't take care of your mental health, then you're screwed. You'll burn out. You'll crash hard. So I fully agree with that, 100%. And yes, Iron Mouse. I've heard of them because they were one of the most subscribed Twitch folk, which I think Kai has beaten again. So I think Kai gets to brag about that. Meet up in person for the meet and greet. Usually it's the avatar on screen with the camera so they can see the fans, or they show up in cosplay. That's great. It really is. I do appreciate, by the way, all of you telling me this, because again, it's not something I've ever known. I don't do meet and greets. I've met up with a couple of my mods. My friend David, who's I've known since university, he's one of my mods. We've been friends for like nearly 18 years now. The only mod, actually, I've only met up with one mod a couple of times. We went to a gig or two, and she made me chili. It was great. We had sushi. It was lovely. Did to my house, which wasn't great because the dogs had been dicks that day. Right, continuing. I had a new live 2D model in the works for my birthday with Nano, which was eventually cancelled. I was devastated, as Nano was the one who originally asked if she could do this model because she was excited to make it with all the new things she had learned, and my birthday was special. Lucky mother fluffer. Mine is so close to Christmas. After. It's not special. At the time, the reason given was health and stress, which made sense given how much was on Nano's plate. And despite my disappointment expressed, my support for her prioritising her health, I am now aware that the actual reason for her declining to work with me on my birthday was external pressure from Red and Cinder, and this is where we get the proof. Nonetheless, confirmation of this happening. I assume then, yeah, this is the proof of, yeah, what actually happened. So we'll go to this. Is everyone in Omegon's immediate area? Yeah, everyone's in my. Yeah, honestly, I live by the ocean. The first thing I do is I'd go for a swim. Let the smooth hounds and the dogfish take me under into the drink. So I have to cancel the model com. Manager told me I have to cancel the most comms possible for health reasons. I've been working too hard and it's getting into me. Burnout is a real problem for people here, and I fully understand that. My avatar artist once got really stressed and upset about work and stuff once, and I've sat and talked to her about it because I don't want you to be in that position. I don't want anyone to be in that position. One of my thumbnail artists who did chibis for me as well, the one you actually saw earlier, this one right here actually, it's happened to her. This one, sorry, it's happened to her as well, and it's just one of those things. It happens, and you need to step back, and I fully support that because I don't want to ever put anyone in a position where they would feel or be broken like that, because I'm not a priority. I promise you I'm not. I may have paid for a service, but I'll happily sit back, again, because your health is more important to me. It really is. So I was looking forward to it so much. Do you know if you'd be able to do it next year at all? I'm sorry it hurts me a lot too. I just wish I could work on everything I could, but I believe I could still go for your model sometime next year. That's great. At least then there was a concession made, but now we know that Nano has essentially been put in a position of Besh Yedernes. This is the confirmation of it, by the way. Right? This is the proof that you didn't tell Sylvia you cancelled because Cinder, no health issues. Like, we now know Red was playing in the background, which is what we got from the first document here. We got it here, and now Silver has it, and it's not great, right? I didn't think much of it at the time, but Cinder messaged me on Discord right before my model was cancelled. She celebrated that we shared art, despite the fact that at the same time she and Red were actively working to take the potential for more away. Cinder, 15th of November. So about 2 weeks before the video was received as well. Yeah. Don't you know who I... Yeah, I couldn't agree more on that. And Lotus, I have his posh accent. Am I really posh? You should hear my sisters. I promise you, we are not cut from the same cloth. There is a very distinct difference between myself, my sisters, and my father. My father is actually featured on a live stream, couple whiskey streams on Moistonian Live, called Not Worth a Cork, episode number 9 and 11, I think, from last year. Port whiskey and English whiskey live streams, and he sounds completely different to me. It gets more crazy. I get the feeling it will, because I've got 3 more Google Docs to go through, and we're not going to be able to get through them tonight. Do you speak with a proverbial plum? You do speak. Oh, do I speak? You do speak with a proverbial plum. I appreciate that. I think that might be a compliment. If only I knew what it meant. I'm not educated enough to know. The most complicated word I know is equal-tricky. I learnt it from Ron Weasley's dad. So, Cinder messaged me, "Hey Silver, I just got your Gamer Sup stuff in the mail and it looks amazing. It's so cute that we both have Nano's art on our merch since she's both our model, Mama." The cringe. This is hilarious, especially when you now know Cinder and Red were both saying to Nano, "But your work will depreciate." No, yeah, they did 100%, Michael. I couldn't agree with you more. Actually, they got ABUSED'd to no end by these two, especially when you see the level of manipulation and now seeing it unredacted. We know whose names have been thrown under the bus, and then we find at the same time they're smoozy. They're trying to get close to smoozy. There's a word there, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, trying to get up close with the very people they are dunking on, like literally dunking on. So moving forward, Cinder and Red have spent years sabotaging me for no understandable reason. I have never done anything to warrant this other than just existing as Silver Veil. They actively sought to get my models and art cancelled, and based on the messages I have seen and shared above, seem to have not had any second thoughts about doing so. There's some grammar missing. It's hard to express how crushing a feeling it is to be talked about so cruelly and maliciously without my knowing, and to know opportunities and friendships were taken away for what I can only assume is spite and insecurity. I agree with that. I think there's a couple other reasons, but insecurity is definitely the key one. There's no end to the, and spite's a strange one. It does fit, but it's strange now when you see the level of like sucking up. Yeah, my accent sucked, Midwestern. Nothing wrong with a Midwestern accent. Worried about model depreciation. How about now? Yeah. Rain stock for last. It's not really related. I will. Yeah, Rains is this one. We've got Spite, we've got Rain, and we've got Cinder's apology. So we'll get to them next time. But we got here, there is no end to the amount of anxiety I feel knowing that if these rumours were expressed to Nano, I have to assume they were expressed to others as well. I hope this document and the evidence presented will convince you I'm not the person that Cinder and Red tried to convince people that I am. You're a VTuber, that's all I know. This just, so far, what I've gleaned and what I had gleaned earlier, although I didn't read this one, because I didn't have it. What I had gotten from the documents, for the most part, was that you, the creators involved that were being dragged, were basic. Oh, I'm going to yawn. I'm so sorry. My apologies. You were all being treated as if you were friend, but behind closed doors to Nano, you were foe. That's what you are. Yeah. I don't like that. I think it's really crappy to do that to anyone. I think that I'm gonna, for those who are interested, by the way, I'm gonna link all the Google Docs in chat because I think you need to see them. This is Nano's, I think, let me check. Is that Nano? Yes, it is. It's Nano, right. This is Nano's. I think. I'm going to link the other one, which was Bow's, because it's important to have this, I think, if you want to. That's not V. There it is. That's Bow's. It's definitely wasp territory. It's like a scorpion on the back of the frog. It's that thing of on the water. And this is Silvervale. No, it's Sacramore. This is Sacramore. Sac. So I'll put Sac. I'm not going just yet. Sac. And we get. I've got two tabs open. I really wish I was on my. That's Sac. This one is. This is the right one, isn't it? Silvervale? Yes, it is. Right. Silvervale. Okay. Silvervale. There you go. You know that phrase, your art will depreciate if you take on the clients has rung in my head for a while. It feels like Red and Cinder are also trying to what? Friends who are backstab relentlessly still valentized in yeah, I agree. I 100%. I couldn't agree more. I think that what I've learned from this is that these people are snakes. Red and Cinder. I should quickly pull up a few things actually because we have a little bit of time left. Let's see if I can go and get it. Social Blade. Let's go to Social Blade. Cinder. Oh God, with privacy notices. Thank you. Sorry, I got annoyed. Cinder. Right. That one. Here we are. We have Cinder on here. This is the correct one, isn't it? Yes, it is. Here we have. So since this all dropped on the 26th, they have lost 29,000 subscribers. If I lost 29,000, I'd be worried about having to give back my play button. They've lost a lot, but they've gotten. When drama happens, you get a lot of views. As you can see, a lot of views. But oh God, man, the ads on this site are AIDS. This is really bad. 29,000. When you have a channel in the 350s and you've gone down to 318, it's still, you know, you're still salvageable. You can still move forward, right? As a channel, you can. But I would say that this is not a good thing for you, right? They sabotaged Nano. I honestly, I think Snake. Yeah, they're snakes. I couldn't agree more, Michael. Come back here a second, and I'll. Yep, I'll go to YouTube and I'll pull up. I'll show you the channel just in case. Cinder. Right. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm getting more. Okay, I'm going to go here show you this. Right. So Cinder. I typed into YouTube Cinder. The most common things I'm getting are other people. I'm on my streams here. Oh yay! I haven't got their channel yet. Shy Lily is featured, so I might have to pull them up as well. I think I will actually because Shy Lily features. Tectone as well features. Aren't they banned on Twitch or something? Yeah, so we have. I might have to put up Shy Lily. I think I do actually have them. Do I have them? Yeah, I do. I have Shy Lily, their Twitter account. So no doubt they might have put something out as well. I'll have a quick looky look myself just for a second. Loads of pictures of ducks. Pool bunny, banner, drug king. I don't see anything. No, there's nothing here. That's fine. Just lots of really creepy looking images. No, it's just art. I'm not a fan. It's in the tab. Yeah, it is. It's fine. Follower losses. Oh, yes, you're right. That was the one I was going to pull up. Twitch followers. That was it. Twitch. Social Blade. Right. Social Blade. Thank you. I'll quickly pull it up. Twitch. Cinder, I would assume, is just Cinder. Fuck off with your ad. Right. So, if you go back here, followers lost 26,500 in the last 14 days. I wish I had that many followers. Like, fam, I wish I could get... I got like... I think I've been at 3,800 for about 5 years. I've not moved from that spot. I just don't grow. I wish I could, but it's just not something I can do. Yeah, this is horrible, by the way. Anyone that goes into this position, if you don't know how to work your way out of it by simply growing up and being good, then this is your future and you deserve every moment of it. And bear in mind here, a lot of those followers here could well be viewers that subscribed. This is money lost, right? At least I'm stable. Yes, I'm stable with my 10 to 15 viewers per stream. I'm quite happy with that on Twitch because I play video games and I just chat to you guys. I love that. Same here. I'm grateful for anyone that turns up, anyone that supports by liking the stream or even donating to the stream. It honestly means the world to me, but I'm not going to beg it. But while we're still here, if you've got money, come hand it over. No, I think if you lose this, you've lost money. This will hurt your business, and it will continue to hurt your business because the well is poisoned. It's done. And it was poisoned by you guys from the offset in the first document. This one. Alright? This was you. Okay? Like, this is you. Okay? You brought this on yourselves by in the background manipulating people. I don't have any demons like this in my closet. I don't do this. If you do this, you're a shitty person. And I know that it generally... the more successful you are, typically the shittier you are as a person. I mean, fam. Yes, I'd heard about the mods. We'll get to that when we stream again, because it'll have to be a part 2 now, which is fine. I will do a part 2. If you want a part 2, I'll see what I'll do, actually. I'll make a poll quickly. We'll end this poll. Right. We'll do another one quickly, yeah? We'll quickly do another one. If you want a part 2, vote on this poll. We'll be here for a couple more minutes, and if you do, then I'll do another one on Sunday, I think it'll be. But it'll be an earlier stream. It'll be about 3 hours earlier than this one, actually. But I'll definitely do that if that's what you want. Because I'm happy to. I haven't gotten to the conclusion. I need to, and I don't have the time to. So if I start like 3 hours earlier, I've got an extra hour. It means just I won't talk all day Sunday, so I don't end up risking burning my voice out, because that does happen. And I have to be a little bit careful. Watch any of the clips on some of the VTubers involved in this. I might do, actually, on Sunday. Gonna try and pronounce this Zuli. If I've mispronounced that, I'm really sorry. Do a Joy Spark. Oh, God, no. No. No! No, no, no.
No.
I know what you're talking about as well. For those who don't know, Joy Sparkle's made so many videos on Daddy05. It was beyond ridiculous. I mean, Repsion does that on an Esion as well. Some people just, you know where you are. Yeah? Small streams are more interactive. Bright, it's why I actually really do enjoy them. I really do. Because I can just sit and chat with you guys, you know? I do, again, I wish I could, I really do wish that I could get a bigger audience, but not if it came at the cost of being able to talk to people. And this is, for me, quite a large stream. I didn't think this many people would turn up for this topic, but I'll happily do a part 2 again if... And don't forget to vote on it, guys, because 74 people here, 23 votes. That might be a law of diminishing return in effect. But I will happily... I like doing this kind of stuff, so it's... I'm just not as comfortable as a streamer as other people I know. I mentioned Sin and Cog on purpose. They both stream full time. That's what they're good at. They're brilliant at it. This is not my forte. Yeah. Coffee just posted a new video. Oh, is he? Fair enough. Yeah, please subscribe. We've been stuck at 132,000 subscribers since the beginning of the year. Any support means the world. So like, share, subscribe. Really do appreciate it. Your first question, it did, and that was running for a few hours. That was, and I'm glad. Like, I'm just gonna, for the sake of it, the question was, do you enjoy VTuber content? Now, I don't watch VTuber content, so I can't say if I do or do not enjoy what I don't watch. But you guys are split 2-1. But you majority did say, and we respect the rule of democracy, that you do in fact enjoy VTuber content, and that's fantastic. It really is. The more people that enjoy what they see on YouTube, the better, because I want to see people grow and succeed and thrive and prosper. That's all I want to see. I will admit, when new commentary channels arise and they're in this area, it does worry me, because I'm getting older. I worry about that because this is my job and I don't want to lose it. But that means all I have to do is just be better or stick to what I'm good at. And so every so often I dip my feet into things like this because I know that I need to. You know, I need to try and do that, right? It's just, sometimes it's not that easy. And I accept that. And I think everyone should, to be honest, because that's it. And Daniela, hi, hope you're well. It could bring newer eyes in, yes, and I hope people understand that I'm not... My main crux, my problem is, I saw the manipulation early, but I also see how an artist is being treated. I don't like that. Because of how I treated my artist, and again because of Just a Robot, and I know how he treated his avatar artist. If you're listening, Jar, I've got the screenshot, bitch. Don't try me. I don't like people mistreating those that work with you and those that work for you. Again, we are all... Right, so anyone who worked with me as an artist, I consider you a colleague and a peer. You are my equal. I consider those that watch me my equals, because you are my equals. Because that's what we are. We're all the same. It's just the only difference is you watch what I produce, and I'm eternally honoured for that. I remember when I first started and I got my very first like to dislike on a video was a dislike. That worried me, but then in retrospect I used it to invigorate me. I still have that video somewhere. It's on the channel somewhere. It's probably unlisted. But that was the very first, interaction I got. And that's great because I got something. First video I uploaded had like 3 views. It meant the world to me, and getting people to help me to make it better was great. It was an honour. To do this, what we've seen today? No. There are no demons in this closet. But damn, you guys are shit. You are actual shithouses. Can't have that. And it's not acceptable in the online space. It really isn't. I think it's good too, Salkin. I think it's important. You've got... One of the things I like... I try and... I'd like to say is that people should come to their own conclusions. You all should. If you can't with the information available, then I can't really do much more. But that big problem with me is now the art problem is one thing, but now we know with certainty everyone that's been named, whose names were redacted in Nano's document, who's now unredacted, they've now been unredacted, we know who they are. We see just how insidious this is. It really is. It's not nice, and I don't like it. So I'll happily call you twats out for it. That being Red and Cinder. You have everything, by the way. I would love to have what you have. Honestly, if I could get the subs and the viewership and the followers you guys have on YouTube and Twitch, I'd be a happy chappy. But I'm not going to compromise on who I am just for that. I've said it before many times, I won't compromise on my values just for a cheap win. Right, I'm going to end that poll. Apparently 100% of you said, of 32 voting, yes to a part 2. Very well. Thus is written, thus is law. Is it Vox Populi, Vox Dei, or some nonsense? Yeah, the people have spoken. On Sunday at 5 PM my time, English time, you'll get a up to 3-hour stream this time. I'll be starting earlier because then I can do this. And yeah, knowing through years honestly gets worse. Again, Sunday. We will go through this, and I think Leona Wildling in the chat might be free. So she'll join me and we can go through it together. Okay? Thank you, everyone that joined. Thank you to those who donated a coffee. I really appreciate that because I have to go back there for a serious reason. Thanks again, and I will see you Saturday for Amber, tomorrow for video, and Sunday for this again for part 2. So again, thank you again. Ta-ta for now.